So here's the thing. When you look at the Dallas Cowboys offense heading into 2025, it's hard not to get excited. On paper, this unit is stacked. You've got Dak Prescott just 2 years removed from an MVP-level season. CeeDee Lamb is in his prime and one of the most electric receivers in the entire league. And now, you add George Pickens to the mix? That duo could easily become one of the top wide receiver tandems in the NFL this year. Defenses are going to have a real problem trying to contain both of them on the outside. And let's not forget about Jake Ferguson. Sure, he had a bit of a dip last season, but there's no denying the chemistry he shares with Dak, especially when Prescott is throwing over the middle. That seam route connection between them has been a thing of beauty. Most quarterbacks in this league would love to have a tight end like Ferguson as a safety valve. When you start checking the boxes, skill positions aren't really a concern. Wide receiver? Check. Tight end? Check. Quarterback? You know that's a check. So what's the issue? Why isn't everyone already crowning this offense as elite? Because there's a huge, glaring question that could make or break everything, and that's the offensive line. More specifically, the tackle spots. If the pass protection doesn't hold up, it won't matter how many weapons Dak has at his disposal. You could have a Pro Bowl roster at every skill position, but if the quarterback doesn't have time to throw, you're going nowhere. This offense might look loaded, but it's fragile. And that fragility starts at the edges of the line. So here's a question for you. Do you think the Cowboys' offense is already top 5 in the NFL, or do they still need something else to get there? Drop your take in the comments. I really want to know where you stand. And hey, if you're enjoying this breakdown so far, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're pushing hard to hit 14,000 subscribers, and every single one counts. Hit that like button. 2, it helps a ton. Ready to dig into where the real issue is? Let's talk about that weak link next. Now, when we talk about the weak link on this offensive line, one name keeps coming up: Tyler Guyton. And yeah, I know, he was a first-round pick, super athletic, big-time upside. But let's be real, his rookie season was disappointing. So much so that even after the Cowboys were out of playoff contention, the coaching staff didn't fully commit to him. They were rotating him out of the lineup, giving snaps to Asim Richards. That says a lot. When your team is already out of it and they still won't leave you in there to develop, that's a red flag. But at the same time, we've got to be fair. Everyone knew Tyler was going to need time. He was always seen as a developmental tackle. He's got the size, he's got the athleticism, and there were flashes last season that reminded us why he went in the first round. You'd see moments where he sealed the edge perfectly, or where he showed that rare movement ability. The raw tools are there. The question is, how fast can he put them together? Because the Cowboys don't have time to wait anymore. This offense is built to win now. Dak's not getting any younger. CeeDee is in his prime. This line has to hold up in 2025, and that puts a ton of pressure on Guyton to take a major leap this offseason. But here's what gives me hope. Tyler isn't running from the criticism. He's owning it. Recently, when asked about his struggles as a rookie, he didn't make excuses. He didn't blame the position switch from right tackle to left. He straight up said, "I was not good enough, period." That's powerful. That's a guy who's looking in the mirror and being honest about what needs to change. So now I want to ask you, do you believe in Tyler Guyton? Do you think he can take that next step and become a reliable starting tackle in 2025? Vote in the comments, yes or no. Let's see where Cowboys Nation really stands on this one. And while you're here, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We're building something special here, and we want you with us as we chase 14,000 subscribers. Hit that like button too if you want to see Guyton bounce back strong this year. Next up, we're diving into the unexpected source that might just be the key to Guyton's transformation. You're not going to want to miss this. So here's where things start to get really interesting. Tyler Guyton isn't just grinding on his own this offseason. He's got a secret weapon. And not just any mentor, but a Cowboys legend who knows exactly what it takes to dominate at tackle in the NFL. I'm talking about Tyron Smith. Yeah, that Tyron Smith. A future Hall of Famer. a Cowboys Ring of Honor lock, one of the most technically gifted and physically dominant offensive linemen to ever wear the star. And now, he's taking the time to work one-on-one with Guyton. That right there, that's massive. Think about it. Tyron has literally lived through the same position switch Guyton is facing. Early in his career, Tyron made the move from right tackle to left tackle, and he didn't just survive it, he thrived. That kind of experience, that knowledge, you can't buy that. You can't coach that in a classroom or on a whiteboard. It's real-world, elite-level football wisdom. Guyton actually posted it himself. A few shots from OTAs on his Instagram showing him in individual drills. But one photo caught everyone's attention. Tyler Guyton side by side with Tyron Smith working together in what looked like an intense, focused session. That image alone speaks volumes. It shows effort, it shows humility, and it shows that Guyton is serious about stepping up in 2025. Look, we all know Tyron's availability had been a concern in recent years, but his technique, his understanding of leverage, hand placement, footwork, those things never faded. If Guyton can absorb even a fraction of that, it could be the difference between being a liability and being the kind of anchor this offensive line desperately needs. Let me ask you this. How much of an impact do you think working with Tyron Smith can have on Guyton's development? Drop a comment and let's get your take. Is this the mentorship that could finally unlock his potential? And hey, if you appreciate getting this kind of inside look, hit that like button right now and make sure you're subscribed. We're closing in on 14,000 subscribers, and we can't do it without you. Every like, every sub helps more fans find the channel and lets us keep bringing you these updates straight from the heart of Cowboys Nation. Now let's wrap this up with what all this really means for the 2025 season. Because if this connection works, it changes everything. So let's think about what this all really means for the 2025 Cowboys. Because if Tyler Guyton actually takes a leap this year, that doesn't just fix one spot on the offensive line. It unlocks the entire offense. Think about it. With a stable, dependable left tackle, Dak, Prescott gets more time to throw, which means more explosive plays downfield to guys like CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. It means Jake Ferguson has more chances to work the middle of the field without having to chip block every other play. It means the running game, whoever ends up as the lead back, gets a real chance to breathe. But here's the thing. If the left tackle position is still shaky, it puts stress on everything else. It puts more pressure on Dak, on the receivers to get open quicker, on the backs to pass protect, and on Brian Schottenheimer to game plan around it. It can unravel fast, and we saw glimpses of that in 2024 when the line didn't hold up. That's why Guyton is that important. He's not just a hopeful project anymore, he's a central piece of the puzzle, and you've got to give the guy credit for owning that. He didn't duck questions about his rookie struggles. He didn't blame the position switch from right tackle to left. He straight up said, "I wasn't good enough." Period. That kind of accountability, that kind of hunger to be better matters. And let's not forget, Tyron Smith wouldn't be spending his time working with just anyone. The fact that he's pouring into Guyton tells you this franchise still believes in him. They see the tools, they see the potential, and now it's about translating that into real, consistent performance when the lights come on. What do you think? Can Guyton put it all together in time for Week 1? Or are the Cowboys still rolling the dice with a question mark at left tackle? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear what you're thinking. And if you're enjoying the breakdown so far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We're pushing hard to hit 14,000 subscribers, and with your help, we'll get there. Turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. We've got more Cowboys updates and insight right around the corner. But up next, let's talk about how this storyline fits into the bigger picture of the Cowboys' entire offseason strategy. The Cowboys didn't go into this offseason blind. They knew exactly where their pressure points were. And one of the biggest? The offensive line. That's why all eyes are on Tyler Guyton. They didn't just draft him to be a backup or developmental piece forever. They used a first-round pick on him for a reason. The 2025 strategy is built around trusting their young talent to rise, and Guyton is a massive part of that bet. It's clear from the way they handled free agency. They didn't chase expensive veteran tackles. They didn't overreach in the draft for more protection. Instead, they doubled down on developing from within. And that's what makes the Tyron Smith connection so powerful, because it shows the Cowboys are not only investing in Guyton with words, but with action. They're surrounding him with leadership, legacy, and experience, giving him every opportunity to succeed. Tyron knows the weight of protecting a franchise quarterback. He's lived it for over a decade. And now, he's transferring that knowledge to a guy who might just be next in line. This isn't just a one-player story. It's a snapshot of how the Cowboys are approaching 2025 as a whole. They're betting big on player development, continuity, and internal accountability. It's risky, no doubt. But if it pays off, if Guyton can hold that edge and become the player he was drafted to be, it changes everything. It adds stability where there was chaos, confidence where there was concern. And that's where you come in. Are you buying into this vision? Do you believe in the Cowboys' plan to trust and develop their young guys, especially when it comes to such a crucial spot on the line? Or would you rather have seen a more aggressive move in the offseason? Drop your thoughts in the comments and vote right now, yes or no. Do you think Tyler Guyton will be the starting left tackle by Week 1? Before you go, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're building something special here for Cowboys Nation, and we're on the road to 14,000 subscribers. Hit that like button to support the content, and turn on notifications so you're the first to know when news breaks or when we drop our next deep dive. Thanks for watching today, and I'll catch you on the next one.